Sean Diddy Combs has a tight inner circle, including his right-hand woman, Kristina Khorram. So who is she and why is she named in a lawsuit by a former producer for Combs? A particularly disturbing allegation that Kristina Khorram, according to this lawsuit, was ordering people to spike bottles of champagne for a New Year's Eve party a couple of years back and ordering them to spike it with certain drugs. And then the claim is that maybe there were minors at this party and things like that. What trouble could she be in regarding that allegation?
Well, it's part of the sex trafficking. And when it involves minors, that takes it up a notch. And it's either a separate federal statute or it's a sentencing enhancement.
In the glamorous world of P. Diddy's empire, Kristina Khorram, the mogul's right-hand woman, is a pivotal figure whose name has recently been thrust into the spotlight. As the heartbeat of Diddy's inner circle, she's not just an ordinary assistant, she's a key player in his empire's daily operations. But who is Kristina Khorram beyond the headlines? What role does she play in the drama surrounding Diddy's world? Join us as we unravel the enigmatic persona of Kristina Khorram, delving into her background, her relationship with Diddy, and the intriguing lawsuit that has cast a shadow over her reputation. But before we delve into the details, don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's dive in. When Rodney, also known as Little Rod Jones, filed a lawsuit against Sean Combs and several others, Kristina Khorram was among the people named as a defendant in the suit. I want to clarify that Sean Combs has vehemently denied these allegations. His attorney, Shan Holly, has stated that they've tried to present evidence to Little Rod's attorney to disprove the claims, but they've been rebuffed. Therefore, anything Little Rod claimed about Kristina Khorram is untrue in Combs' eyes. No attorney is listed for Kristina Khorram on the federal court's website. Khorram's LinkedIn account, which has since been deleted, stated that she joined Bad Boy Entertainment in 2013 and became Combs' day-to-day manager. She eventually became the director of the chairman's office, with the chairman being Diddy. She was promoted to Diddy's chief of staff in 2020 and is very important to him. Combs has even written about her on social media, describing her as the chief of staff at Combs Enterprises. Kristina, also known as KK, keeps everything in my life and my business running smoothly. She's been my right hand for the last 8 years and has consistently proven to execute and get things done. I don't know how I'd function without her. In another post, Diddy wrote, "Happy birthday to my ace Boone Coon, my right hand, my day-to-day manager that keeps my world spinning. She's always got my back, makes sure I smile every day, and keeps me out of those dark places. Today is your day, it's your birthday. Go KK, it's your birthday. Love you. Kristina Khorram." Combs values Kristina Khorram's work and their relationship. The lawsuit filed by Lil Rod contains some shocking and scandalous allegations against Khorram. Once again, Combs has denied the claims made in the lawsuit. Initially, Lil Rod alleges that Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Kristina Khorram, also known as KK, directs her staff to fetch drugs for Mr. Combs' use. According to a footnote in the lawsuit, Khorram supposedly instructed her staff members, including Brendan Paul, Frankie Santella, and Mai Bond, to spike champagne bottles with ecstasy. This allegedly took place at a New Year's Eve party on December 31st, 2022. Lil Rod also claims to have complained to Khorram about sexual advances from Combs. Allegedly, Khorram dismissed Combs' behavior as mere horseplay, saying he was just showing affection. Additionally, Jones likened Khorram to Ghislaine Maxwell and Combs to Jeffrey Epstein, alleging that Khorram required employees to carry fanny packs filled with drugs like cocaine, GHB, and ecstasy to ensure Combs remained intoxicated. Gene Rossi, a former federal prosecutor, comments on these allegations, suggesting they seem like typical Hollywood drama. The idea that Khorram, as Combs' chief of staff, is involved in ordering drugs through a middleman like Brendan Paul and instructing employees to carry drugs in black fanny packs for Combs' continuous use sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood movie. In Rossi's opinion, the potential crime here, as far as the feds are concerned, is quite serious. A search warrant issued by the federal government, specifically by the Southern District of New York, is significant. This district is among the toppest attorney's offices in the country. This situation does not bode well for Mr. Combs, Ms. Khorram, and the other defendant. The federal charges that are likely being investigated include Criminal RICO Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act charges, money laundering, and violations of the Mann Act. The Mann Act deals with sex trafficking and interstate transportation of minors. These are serious charges that could result in a range of legal consequences. Regarding the allegation that Korum purchased large quantities of drugs for Mr. Combs, it is conceivable that these drugs were not only for Combs but also for the employees and other individuals involved. It's possible that the drugs were also provided to the victims of this alleged crime, not just to Combs and his employees. One particularly disturbing allegation is that Korum instructed people to spike champagne bottles with drugs at a New Year's Eve party a few years ago. There are claims that minors may have been present at this party. This allegation could lead to serious trouble for Korum, especially if it is connected to sex trafficking, especially involving minors. This could result in additional federal charges or sentencing enhancements. Gene Rossi emphasized that when you're involved in illegal activities, especially those concerning minors and sex trafficking, it's like giving steroids and rocket fuel to a prosecutor's case. It's a serious escalation. Think of it as adding a turbo boost to the prosecutor's motivation. Plus, when you're dealing with the Southern District of New York, which is known for its tough stance on crime, things get even more intense.
Well, in my view is you have a potential criminal RICO, money laundering, a Mann Act violation, which involves sex trafficking, interstate transport of minors. It could involve a lot of charges. So let me focus on the allegation.
Sean Combs and others, including Kristina Khorram, essentially compared her to Ghislaine Maxwell in relation to Sean Combs being like Jeffrey Epstein. This comparison is significant and indicates a grave situation. Combs vehemently denies these allegations. Now, let's consider the potential consequences for Korum if these allegations turn out to be true. If it's proven that she was involved in organizing a criminal enterprise like RICO, which revolves around Combs bringing people in for activities involving drugs and sex, it could spell big trouble for her. The comparison to Ghislaine Maxwell is a major red flag for Korum. The Southern District of New York, which is already investigating Combs, would likely turn its attention to her as well. They might even use a similar legal framework and evidence from the Maxwell case to build their case against Combs and Korum. Essentially, it's like they already have a blueprint for the indictment, and they just need to tweak it to fit Korum's involvement. This means that Korum could potentially face serious charges, similar to those faced by Maxwell if the allegations are proven true. The prosecutors would likely go after her with full force, aiming to bring her to justice for her alleged role in the criminal activities surrounding Combs. Rossi stressed that these are some really troubling issues that Mr. Combs and Miss Korum are facing. He has a feeling that it'll probably take about 4 to 6 months for the agents to go through all the information they gathered from the search warrants at Mr. Combs' homes in Lane, Florida. They'll need to analyze all the documents and evidence they collected. My prediction is that there will be a federal indictment, most likely by the Southern District of New York, around September or October of this year. And he would be very surprised if Mr. Combs and Miss Korum aren't included in this indictment, along with others who are on the list. Rossi also noticed something interesting regarding Cuba Gooding Jr. There was a civil complaint filed against him, which was amended on March 25th, the same day as the search warrant. To him, this suggests that there might be some coordination between the federal prosecutors and Rodney Jones, who filed the civil complaint. It makes me wonder if this investigation was already in progress before the civil suits were filed last fall. What do you think about that, Gene? Gene Rossi opined based on his experience. He said, "I once investigated a very corrupt pain doctor who was illegally issuing prescriptions, including up to 1,200 oxy pills per day. This case was in Northern Virginia, and it was quite high profile. A private litigant found out about my investigation through the news and media coverage of the case. It's not uncommon for ongoing investigations to come to light through public channels like news reports. They filed a lawsuit based on some of the information I was gathering, and there was some exchange of witnesses and information, which is not improper. Prosecutors can work with private litigants if there's a common person or defendant involved. However, they can't share secret grand jury information with private lawyers in the litigation." It's possible, and I think it's very likely, that there is coordination between the prosecutors in the Southern District of New York and the civil litigants. While it could be a coincidence, I don't believe coincidences happen by mistake. The fact that they filed their amended complaint on March 25th, the same day as the search warrant was executed, is too much of a coincidence for me to ignore. Sean Combs is denying all of these allegations and claims he has evidence, through his attorney, to refute Little Rod's claims. This means that Kristina Khorram is essentially denying the allegations as well. But since she doesn't have an attorney listed, it's unclear how she's handling the situation legally. It's important to note that no charges have been filed against anyone at this point. However, it's worth taking a closer look at Kristina Khorram and understanding who she is and what she is accused of in this lawsuit. Guys, as Diddy's situation is getting intense, don't you think he might be going down with Kristina Khorram? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And check out this next video if you don't know. Ellen DeGeneres panics over rumors she attended Diddy's Freak Zero FFS. Then don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more exciting videos.